I think that an analysis of the Swedish elections suggests that the Sverigedemokraterna are gaining in popularity because the dinosaurs died out. Right? That would be a very hard couple of ideas to tie together in a convincing manner. Right? Cohesion is not about the ideas, it's about the language. This is the textual connections in the language. It's the way that you stitch the text together to make a fabric that is recognizable and understandable to the reader. A text with bad cohesion, it's not that it makes no sense, it's that it's hard to read. Right? An extreme bad version would be the text I showed you earlier, where I moved every third word. Okay? But that's usually, it's not like that. If the text has bad cohesion, it might be impossible to figure out whether or not the text is coherent because we can't get past the language to get to the content. We can't get past the form to see the content. So, you know what coherence is, right? You know about logic. Let's talk about cohesion now. It involves a bunch of things. For example, using topic sentences. This is very important for cohesion because it helps you follow the flow of the argument. You have this expression in Swedish, the red thread. Do we have that expression in English? No. We do talk about the thread of an argument sometimes, but it's never red. I think it's nice. It's a nice expression. It's just if you say red thread to a British person, they will not know what we're talking about. Okay? But the topic sentences help you very much to follow the thread of the argument. Being consistent in topic within a paragraph is part of cohesion. You shouldn't suddenly throw in something about dinosaurs in a paragraph about studying the problem. You want to show the relation between sentences and paragraphs. We're going to talk very soon about linking expressions, which is one way to do that. It's important to use referring expressions clearly, too. This is something that creates a lot of confusion in text. I will tell you in one sec what that is. You also want to use your terms consistently, especially the vocabulary that deals with the topic at hand. And parallel structure is an important part of cohesion. I'll talk about parallel structure in a few minutes. Okay, so what are referring expressions? They are things that actually, it's a word that stands for something in the world. For example, a pronoun is an interesting example because pronouns have antecedents. Okay, so in this sense, Mary took her car. Her is the pronoun, right? And Mary may be the antecedent. The interesting thing is, okay, if I say, oh, well, no, Mary's not gone, or, where's Mary? Oh, she left. Really? Where's her car? Oh, well, Mary took her car. Right? Fine. But what if I said, Susan is very upset. Really? Why? Mary took her car. What is her? What's the antecedent of her there? It's Susan, right? It's Susan's car that's being talked about, not her. Swedish, that crazy language, has a way of avoiding this problem. It's one of the very few languages in the world that actually has solved this problem. Right? It has to do with sin. Right? If you say hon tog sin bil, or hennes bil, right? Hon tog hennes bil, it has to be two different people. That's really cool. So, points for Swedish. Okay? But in English, it's really unclear. Now, the pronoun that is most abused by my students is, of course, it. Right? Because Swedish loves it. In Swedish, you use det all the time. Especially even in situations that seem very weird to us, to speakers of English. Like, det står en man utanför. It stands a man. Right? It stands a man. It doesn't make any sense to us, right? And so you have to be very careful when you want to say it in Swedish for two reasons. Sometimes you'll just be translating this weird Swedish it that doesn't translate well into English. And sometimes the antecedent will be very because what can be the antecedent of it? Anything in the world that's not you or me. right? It can be antecedent of it. So you have to be super careful with